and we'll go ahead and get started. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I know that time is precious, and I actually don't even think I said how long this call was going to be. So let's try to keep it at 30 minutes. I feel like that's going to be doable, and we don't necessarily have to finish everything that we're setting up to do on here, but like we can hop off and you guys continue if you're using this as like your power hour or something like that. You can continue we'll set you guys up with what you need, and then you'll be able to go. So first of all, I want to say huge kudos to everybody who's on tonight, who's just making an effort to really be as active as you can in this group. It is a blitz. It's very fast paced. There is a lot happening, a lot of information. Totally get it. I just want you guys to know that that information is not going anywhere. That's the reason that we kept it in there. It's the same, if you're noticing, it's the same group as the surge training. The overall idea is just to have the information in one spot so that you can come back to it. But we also want you guys to see how quickly Emerald really can be achieved if you kind of put your head down and put your mind to where your upline has led you and directed you as far as just first steps. Because last thing I want you guys to think is that Emerald is unattainable, because if you think that that's unattainable, I don't even know what kind of pedestal you're putting Diamond at. And I know that when I first signed up, I was that way. I literally thought there's no way I'm ever going to find 8 people. That was my mindset. And when the mindset shifted, everything started to happen. When I actually put my head down, started inviting, started reaching out, started following up, really was consistent in all of those things and believed I could do it, things started to happen. I started making different moves to make things happen because I knew that it could happen. So that's really what I want you guys to figure out. And so what we're going to do over the next 30 minutes is just really start to invite. And if you've been on a power hour with me, any of the live power hours that I've done, a lot of them have been based on inviting, following up, that sort of thing. So it's going to be very much based around things like that. But we just wanted action-oriented steps that are like, okay, this is cool. You can read all the information you want on Emerald, but like, unless you're taking all those cool notes that you've written and putting them to action, it's going to be pointless. So that's where we're at. We will spend some time today really digging in. So if you haven't brought your list, what I would suggest doing is writing down 10 to 20 people that you see on your dream team. And when I say dream team, I mean, that's a cool chick. I would vibe with her. I would want to hang out with her. I'd love to be her friend. I can relate to her. What a cool person that would be to work with. Whatever your thoughts are on like what you want your team to feel like. For me, it was very much, I've built lifelong relationships based out of this business. So I wanted people that I can relate to, that I would want to hang out with, because the reality is we're getting on Zooms often. We're having virtual meetings. My leaders, once some of them just at Emerald are starting to help with some of my leadership roles. Once Diamond's there, we're having conversations constantly in leadership groups. And I just want a certain feel. So think about what you want as far as your dream team person. Also, how are they as far as their work ethic? Like for me, I want to find someone that wants this as bad as I wanted this when I started. And so think about all of those types of people that you would want. What are the characteristics of the type of person you want? Write those people down on paper. So get that list out. If you haven't made a list, make it. And so the biggest suggestion I can give as far as like who to invite are challengers that if you've already got a challenge group running, that's the easiest thing to do. You should be asking all of your challengers that you feel like are participating, getting results, loving Shaco, XYZ, whatever it might be. Invite those people. Family, obviously. Friends, we can talk about that all day. I think you saw Lynn's post yesterday about how she became Emerald, and then everybody was commenting below with, how they became Emerald. And it was just cool to see. A lot of the people that signed up, their first 2 people, aren't still around necessarily. And I think that that's actually a good thing to see, because it shows that there are going to be people that come and go in your business, and that's okay. As long as you're consistent in your journey, you will still have success, and you will have coaches who have success. So I don't see that as a bad thing. My first two coaches are, I mean, one was my husband's aunt, and one was a really close friend who I'm still really close friends with, but she just didn't run with the business the way that I did. The vision wasn't there. And then, I mean, the aunt was just the aunt who was like, sure, I'll get Shakeology at a discount. So that's how that happened. And then we're also going to go through, if you have spoken to your warm market or you just signed up your spouse. I saw tons of people talking about how they signed up a spouse or a family member, whoever. Another suggestion for you guys is any family member or friends who are military, whether it's reserve or not, those people all count for the military waiver. So they would get all their business service fees waived. They wouldn't even pay the $16 a month, and they'd be getting discount on all the products. So that's another huge one if you guys have anybody in that realm. And I was just talking to one of my newer coaches because she's like, my mom is reserve, like what can we do? So she counts. And then also what I'm going to do tonight, because obviously being in the business over 5 years, I don't have friends and family that don't know about what I'm doing anymore. So I will be reaching out to cold market. And if that's where you are, that's where I'm going to be spending a lot of time. Yes, military spouses count. I will be spending time diving into those people. And so what I'm going to be looking for are people who have liked or commented any pictures that are related to coaching, my workouts, my pre-workout, Shakeology, any of that. Also, anybody, and if you've been on the live power hours with me, anybody who follows you, watches your story, or likes your things are not really cold market because they are not stalking you, but you know what I mean? Like they're watching what you're doing and they're liking it. And if they're liking it and they're coming back, then that's someone that you can reach out to. And I will post some examples of like what I say when I reach out. Most of my reaching out that happens on Instagram, but choose whatever platform that you guys want. And really you'll be able to bust through these faster than you think. So what I will be doing is coming up with like a paragraph that I'm going to send to those who I want to invite. I've been doing the inviting for a while, so I just kind of tweak it here and there, and then personalizing it. So each person, I will personalize like what I'm saying to them. I'm not reaching out to people I don't want on my team. I'm not reaching out of desperation. I'm reaching out to hopefully change someone's life the way this business changed my life. So before you dive into these messages, think about why you're doing it. Are you doing it out of a genuine love for the business, the products, the potential that could happen for them? If it's out of desperation, we don't want to be doing it that way. That's not for the right reasons. So think about why we're here. You don't need to justify the products. You don't need to justify the business. You need to have faith in what the business is and what the products are and what they are for you. And that is that. And when you come in with that mindset, it's so much easier to have a conversation about this. Okay, so veterans, I believe we're going to need to FAQ this while we're on this call. So if somebody wants to like tackle that, I believe veterans work now too. It didn't used to be, it used to be active, but I want to say that now veterans are also part of the military waiver. If someone knows that, let me know for sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a timer. And I'll do it for 10 minutes, so we'll see how many people that we can reach out to. And in that meantime, I'm going to mute myself and type up what I'm sending to people. I will be sending first-time messages and then also follow-ups. Now, if you are someone who's on it and you're like, I have reached out to all the people today, I've already done a power hour, then now is the time that you can be following up with people that you've had conversations with maybe yesterday or the day before or whenever. What do you invite to, right? So it's like, what do I invite to? Okay, say they are interested, now what? So what you're going to do is you're going to invite to the Glance into Coaching group that is taking place next week. Let me double check that, right? Yes. Did we do the 4th through the 6th? Let me double check that. Is that right, Lynn? Okay. I don't have my planner right in front of me. But so we have August 4th through 6th that we'll be running the Glance into Coaching. So what you're going to, and I'll tell you what you're going to respond when someone, not what you're going to respond, but what I respond. And then you can get some ideas from when someone says, maybe, or give me more information or whatever it might be. Another thing that you guys can be doing during this time is posting to your stories. So some easy things that I do to post to my Instagram stories are I grab a couple of like cute pictures of like an office desk, and you can get them off Pinterest, Google Images, like whatever you want, and save some of the like girl boss looking stuff. And I just save a couple pictures of those and I post those to my stories and do kind of a continuation of inviting people to the coaching opportunity. And then because I have enough followers, I have the swipe up option. If you guys have that, you can use it. If not, still tell them to swipe up and message you. They can still like get up into the DM that way. It's just they can't do a direct link. So what I'll usually do at the end is like a little, are you interested? You could do a poll. Are you interested? And ask them. Whatever you want to do. But that's a really easy way to do like a soft call to action where people are viewing your things. So, okay, any questions before we get started? Specific to, okay, cool. I'm seeing so many fun faces on there. So many daytime calls that I know some of y'all can't get on during the day. So it's neat to see everybody on tonight. Okay, let's go ahead, and your goal is, let's see if we can, let's do 10 minutes and we'll see where we're at. And then I want you guys to tell me how many people that you reached out to along the way. So I'll give you like a 5 minutes left, countdown type of thing. And then I will post what I'll be sending in these comments here for you guys, okay? And I'll mute it.
I'm just finishing up my workout, Nikki. I'll catch you in a second.
Okay, so while you guys are still working, I've responded or answered just a little bit of like what I say. I let people know, and it's not super big. It doesn't tell a ton of information. It just says that I want them for, whatever reason to hear more. If they say maybe more info or like they come back with something that sounds like they may want to know more, I shared my response, and it isn't, again, not anything super lengthy. It doesn't share everything. That's what the group is for. But it does just let them know that I do think it's something that you would be good at. And a lot of times, if they're already telling me they love health and fitness, I can throw in, I've been using my health and fitness journey to basically document my progress and then turn a side hustle into a full-time income. Now, if it's obviously not full-time for you because you're just starting and getting to Emerald, you can still say that this is a side hustle that's earning me, extra income for XYZ, and you can share whatever that's for. Those small wins when I was first sharing my journey were a very big impact. So what I don't want you guys to do is use it as a roadblock to, well, I don't have a full-time income yet. How can I share this opportunity? Because in my opinion, it's almost more relatable to share it early on. When you say, I paid for my gas, which was me. I paid for my groceries this week. Guess what? I paid three utility bills. Kept moving up. I paid my mortgage this month, you guys, super big. I was able to start a savings for our family. Like all those little things that started to be, there are big things for people who need extra income. So those are great things that you can be sharing as well. Like those are things you can share in stories. Those are things you can share in posts where you're calling people to action. Those are things you can be sharing behind the scenes in private message. So know that those little things that you think are little are huge for people who are looking for something extra on the side. If it's extra on the side, they're probably needing that for something. So that's kind of where I share, and then I let them know. I have a little glance group. It begins next Tuesday. We're going to be sharing the ins and outs of coaching, answering all your questions, and I let them know I'd love to get you in there to learn more, and then we can chat about like anything unanswered afterwards. So they know it's not just putting them in the group and there's nothing. There's going to be a follow-up, and then we can have a conversation outside of that that's more personal. But that gives them a roundabout place to go for more information. Make sense? if you are following up with someone, oh, that went fast. If you're following up with someone, so maybe you started yesterday or you've been reaching out previously and you're looking to follow up, I usually go and follow up with someone within 2 to 3 days. In a case like this where you've got Thursday and you're thinking about rank advancing, because all the rank advancements and payday happens on Thursday for anybody who's new, that needs to know that. So what I would be doing is making sure that I'm doing following up with anything that you've reached out to tonight. I would definitely follow up by maybe tomorrow night or Wednesday, just Wednesday morning if you can, just to be sure, and just do it more of like a time crunch only because you got goals. And so the more excitement that you can base around it and getting people started, I think the cooler that's going to be for you guys to wake up and see all these people that have gone Emerald. One thing that I want you guys to remember too is that you can always talk to people about a discount option. If they are wanting to start their health journey and you want to get them signed up as a coach at the same time so that they can save on Shakeology, even with that $15.95 a month fee, if they are an HD customer, they're still going to save even with the $15.95 a month coach fee because they're getting the 25% off. Now, I don't recommend doing that all the time, only because I don't want you guys to build on a house of cards, if that makes sense. Like if you're going long-term growth and all that, we don't want to turn everyone into a discount coach. But I will tell you, I have several discount coaches, and I just kind of call them placeholders, really. They're just in certain instances where I want to rank advance or whatever, I reach out to them and ask if they want the discount. And if they do, it's a win for them and it's a win for me. So, definitely an option when you're thinking about like a quick Emerald bump. But like when we're building to Diamond, we can strategize. Like you'll strategize more. Like once you get past Emerald and you start to look at rank and income and all of that, you can look at placement and like where you want to put people that you think are going to be rock stars in your business and all that good stuff. But early on, there's nothing wrong with talking to people about the discount coach option. Yeah, and a lot of times when they sign up as a discount, they end up like loving it. And they're like, okay, I have a couple people asking me, what's my link? And I'm like, okay, well, if you're asking for your link, let's get you a welcome email and in the team page, and just that's kind of the way that I get them to come into the team page and learn more. I usually don't add discount coaches in right away, only when we start to talk about referrals that they're sending and wanting their link and all that stuff. So, okay, how many people did you guys reach out to? It's it takes longer than you think. But what I want you guys to also see is that once you have something like that, initial message and then the follow up, save that to your notes on your phone and know that like it's okay. We're not going to be a copy and paste like ask all the people to coach and not personalize anything, because I hate that personally when I get that in my inbox from people. It like literally makes my skin crawl. But if you're having conversations with these people, and when I say having conversations, a lot of the conversations I'm having are like below their pictures or in their stories or like wherever. And I'm having these conversations over and over again. So when I do go to talk about the coaching opportunity, maybe I post something, then I can reach out to them and send this message. And it's not out of the blue. It's not out of nowhere. They're definitely someone that I'm looking to invite. Of course, I could invite every single person on the planet, but like that's not the goal here. I'm looking for specific people for my team. There's nothing worse than like a fellow Beachbody coach reaching out to me and asking me if I want to be in their challenge group or on their team. And I'm like, if you had spent just a little bit of time, you would see that obviously I'm doing this thing too. So 4 follow-ups, 3 to 5. I was thinking probably more like 4 to 5 is going to be where we're going to get in that amount of time. But you'll see like now that you have some kind of verbiage, you can just tweak it a little bit or just draft it. Yeah, just you can draft whatever you need to do, and then that way you'll be able to send them out. And I promise you guys, if you sit down in a power hour and you do this first, you're going to feel so much better about your day. Of course, we could sit down and we can send the happy birthdays and we can do some things to like warm ourselves up. But if you really struggle with recruiting, rank advancing, inviting, those are the things you need to be strengthening. So do those first, get them out of the way, and then you're like, oh, it's easy now. Now I'm like downhill sailing on this to-do list because I got all the other stuff out of the way. And if you didn't have enough time to get through everything, at least you got through what was the most important thing for you. Okay? So yes, invite first if that's your frog that you eat that frog, if y'all haven't read it. Yeah. Exactly. And everybody does it. We all do it. We're like, let's do all the things that are like the easy things. And then we didn't do anything to really move the needle forward in our business. And we're like, but I worked for an hour, but you didn't do the things that are going to actually move your business forward. So do those things first if you need to. Okay. Let's talk just a little bit about questions. You guys can, yes, I love National Wake Up Call podcast as well. And Brooke Lipoff is awesome. I actually have not had a chance to watch. I did not have a chance to listen today. I was in a meeting, but she's local to us. And so I love her, not on our team, but just a good, she's a hustler. So I'm excited. I heard everybody talking about how it was. And I just feel like with knowing Brooke and how organized she is, it was probably awesome. So yeah, check that out if you haven't. And I'll be doing the same when I get caught up tomorrow morning. What I'm going to have you guys do is I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to post in the Emerald group, and I'm going to challenge you to let me know how many people you reached out to. And then I would like for you to follow up and tell me what the number, so the overall number, how many said no, how many said yes, how many said maybe, how many ignored, like whatever, however you want to categorize it. But so I want you guys to see that it's going to happen to everybody. Like we're all going to get we're all going to get the no's. We're all going to get the maybe later. We're all going to get the, yeah, tell me more. But you got to be sending out enough to get that kind of, to get that kind of response back. So I will challenge you guys to do that after we hop off here. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else. Any questions before we hop off? Somebody asked, Emily, y'all have success with people interested in signing up right as a coach without even being a part of Beachbody First? I asked because I was a customer first and decided to become a coach. So a lot of people have that hesitation or fear when they're talking to me if they haven't been a customer first. And I'd let them know very honestly, I was a customer first as well. And if they're truly, really fearful of that and they're just afraid that they don't know if they're going to love the products or whatever, I gauge different conversations differently. There are some people I'm like, girlfriend, you waiting on this business for 2 months is 2 months that you're not working your business and earning money. Other people, it's just maybe not the right time. Like maybe they do have huge weight loss to lose and they haven't even started anywhere. And so they need to get a little bit of credibility first. And so, yeah, let's do a 21 day program, something that's going to allow you to get results before your first month of coaching is over. And we're going to go ahead and sign you up as the coach and waive the fee. And that's going to hold you accountable. And a lot of people need that. I signed up, half the reason was half for the discount and half because I knew other people were going to be watching me now and I was going to be more likely to stick to my own journey. So that's why. Yes, if they've been watching you guys, like they're interested. If not, like, they're just fans. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason that they're there. And maybe they just love you for the inspiration, and that's fine too. Like, at least reach out to them and have a conversation, and no pressure if they don't want to do it. But the worst they can say is no. And if you guys are afraid of no, you better get over it fast, because any kind of business where you're trying to have a conversation with people and build something substantial is going to require lots of no's. That's in life in general. Like, that's not just here. You're going to have that everywhere. So push past it. I get it. Like, we have all been there. How do you get potentials to get over the hurdle of the cost? Well, I had a conversation with a girl today who her response back was like, thank you. I was like, thank you. I, told her what she was getting. I said, 6 1,000 workouts, all the meal plans ever, all the workouts ever. I used to have to buy $120 sets of DVDs every time I started a new program, and I was totally cool with that. You know, I get a shaker cup, resistance bands, accountability and support, and discount for $160. And then she writes back and she's like, wow, that's cheaper than a month at Pure Barre. And I'm like, yes, you are right, girlfriend. Like, let's take a good hard look at really what we're getting here. And you need to make sure that when you have a conversation, like when people say, you know, what all's in, or what's involved, or they want to ask, you know, they want more, I always come back with, if they want to know the price, before they get the price from me, it's always, well, you're getting, and I name all the things I just named to you for, and then I say the price. So I'm not just going to send you the price. I'm going to let you know. And I let them know sometimes. I'm like, I paid $119 for Insanity by itself back in the day. Like, I don't know that $2 a week for unlimited access to any program you want could get any cheaper, honestly. How do you all begin to explain the different challenge packs and figuring out what is best? I mean, if they're wanting a workout, the best option is Beachbody On Demand, always. So like I had a coach today that's like, my girl wants to start 21 Day Fix Extreme. I don't know if she's on here right now. Let's see. And I was like, either way, Beachbody On Demand. The only way I switch things up is if they're wanting a workout program, the only two things it could be is either Beachbody On Demand or the Upgrade to Lift 4 if they want the newest program. If they are like nutrition based solely, then we can talk to be mindset. But most people that come to me are wanting the workout. Like they love Beachbody On Demand because they see me posting about it in the stories. Just simple scrolling as you're going to your workout on your Roku or your smart TV or whatever brings so much interest because it shows really what the platform is and how easy it is and like what's all involved. So really I don't explain. The only change that you would have is in supplements. So you can let them know. Usually I'm like, if you are not getting your nutrients, like you're someone who's like, I don't like vitamins, I'm not loving veggies, it's just hard for me, Shaco. If you're someone who like doesn't eat breakfast and you're trying to switch all that up, Shaco. But if you're someone who's like good with your eating overall and you really feel like you're getting that in, then let's talk pre and post workout, because I love Energize for like all the things. And then I love Recover for muscle recovery for soreness. And if they're really starting something up that's new and fresh, they're going to be very sore. Those are the two that I usually go back and forth with. And the easiest thing to say is just, where's your struggle? Is it like the nutrition side, or are you wanting something that's more like supplement based as far as pre and post workout for muscle recovery, energy to push through, et cetera, et cetera. Also, like voice messages, you guys, instead of like, and did you know that you can actually send the same voice message to over and over again? Like it doesn't have to be in a group. You can like click the right little, I think it's like the upload looking thing, and send it to someone else. So if you're sending a follow-up or having conversations about challenge packs and it can be the same conversation with a couple people, you can send that to those couple people separately. And yeah, videos. Yeah, don't overwhelm them with a lot. Like Beachbody On Demand is already a lot. They can start there, you know, like, and build their way up. And I always say, like, look, I'll send you a share cart and you can edit that if you want, but I'm going to send you like what I love. Yeah, they're going to trust you when you trust yourself and like what you're saying. Okay. Other questions?